Your body is a castle. Have you ever heard the story of the three little pigs? Three little pigs each build a house. The first builds his house from straw. The second builds his house from sticks. The third builds his house from bricks. Then along comes the wolf. He huffs and puffs, and he blows the first house down. The second house doesn't last much longer. But when the wolf reaches the brick house, he can't get in. The pigs are safe. And eventually, in one version of the story, the wolf tries to enter through the chimney. The pigs have another trick waiting for him, a pot of boiling water. The wolf touches the hot water and runs away. Now, what if I told you that this story has something surprisingly important to teach you about your own body? Because your body has something very much like those three houses. Layers of defense. And sometimes, there's even a little biological version of that pot of hot water. Your body is a castle. Imagine that your body is a huge castle. Every day, millions of microorganisms are around you. Some are harmless, some are helpful, and some can make you sick. Bacteria, viruses, fungi, parasites, you can't see most of them, but your body has been dealing with them for your entire life. So how does it protect you? Does it have one giant army waiting inside? Not exactly. Instead, your body has multiple layers of defense. And that's where our three little pigs come in. The first house, keep the wolf out. The first pig builds a house from straw. It's not the strongest house, but it still gives him something important, a barrier. Your body has barriers too. And your largest barrier is something you might not think about very much. Your skin. Your skin forms a physical boundary between you and the outside world. It is like the wall surrounding the castle. Microorganisms can't simply walk through healthy skin whenever they want. Your body also has other barriers. Inside your nose and airways, mucus can trap particles and microorganisms. Tiny hair-like structures called cilia can help move mucus and trapped particles out of your respiratory system. Your stomach contains strong acid that can destroy many microorganisms that arrive with food, and your tears and saliva contain substances that can help control microbes. So before your immune cells even have to fight anything, your body tries to keep the enemy outside. That's the first layer. But what if the wolf gets in? Now imagine the wolf huffs and puffs, and somehow gets past the first house. That's bad news for the first pig. But it isn't game over, because your body has another layer. This is one of the most important ideas in immunology. Your immune system doesn't depend on a single defense. If something gets past the outer barriers, the body can respond with its internal defenses. This is where things get much more interesting. The second house, the emergency response. The second pig builds a stronger house. And inside your body, you have a powerful system that responds when something gets through the barriers. This includes parts of the innate immune system. Innate means that these defenses are part of the body's built-in protection. They don't need to wait for you to learn about a particular microorganism for the first time. They can respond rapidly to signs of danger. Imagine an intruder breaking through the castle wall. The alarm goes off. Guards rush toward the breach. Chemical signals spread through the castle. Something is wrong. That's somewhat like what happens during an immune response. Cells detect signs of infection or damage. They release chemical signals. Nearby blood vessels change. more immune cells are recruited to the area, and inflammation begins. You may have seen inflammation before. An injured area can become red, swollen, warm, and painful. That isn't necessarily the enemy itself. It's part of the body's response to a problem. The castle is mobilizing its defenses. Let's meet the white blood cells. Now we can introduce some of the body's defenders. Your blood contains many different types of cells. Among them are white blood cells, which play important roles in immune defense. But here's something interesting. White blood cells aren't one type of soldier. They are more like an entire emergency response organization. Some can engulf and digest invading microbes. Some release chemical signals. Some help coordinate the immune response. Some can destroy infected cells. And some produce antibodies. So instead of imagining one white blood cell fights one germ, imagine a giant network of specialists communicating with one another. The wolf has entered the castle. And now, the castle is responding. The third house, a more specialized defense. Now we reach the brick house. This can represent another fascinating part of your immune system, adaptive immunity. Adaptive immunity is slower to develop when your body encounters a new pathogen. But it has a remarkable advantage. It can recognize specific targets. And it can develop immune memory. One important group of cells involved here is the B cell. B cells can produce antibodies. Antibodies are proteins that recognize particular molecular features. You can think of them as tiny molecular recognition tools. Another important group is T cells. Some T cells help coordinate immune responses. Others can recognize and destroy infected cells. And after an infection, some immune cells can persist as memory cells. That means your immune system can respond differently the next time it encounters something similar. It's almost as though the castle keeps records of previous enemies. Wait, where's the boiling water? Now we come back to the story. The wolf tries another route into the brick house. He climbs onto the roof. He tries to come down through the chimney. But the pigs have prepared something special, a pot of boiling water. The wolf touches it and runs away. So here's our scientific question. Does your body have anything like that pot of boiling water? In a way, yes. But we have to be careful with the analogy. It's called fever. Your body turns up the temperature. When your immune system detects certain infections, immune cells and other cells can release signaling molecules called cytokines. The body's temperature set point can temporarily rise, and suddenly, your body behaves as though it is too cold. You might shiver. Your blood vessels near the skin may constrict. But is fever really boiling the wolf? Not quite. And this is where the story and science separate. The water in the fairy tale is boiling. Your body absolutely does not boil itself to kill an infection. So fever isn't like pouring boiling water onto a bacterium. Instead, elevated temperature can influence biological processes and immune responses, while making the body a somewhat different environment for some pathogens. So why would your body make you feel miserable? Now comes an interesting question. If fever is part of the body's defense response, why does it feel so terrible? Because your immune response isn't free. Your body has to spend energy. The wolf is not always the enemy. Here's another twist. In the fairy tale, the wolf is clearly the bad guy. Biology is more complicated. Your body is covered with and contains enormous numbers of microorganisms. 3 houses, 3 layers. House 1, the barrier. House 2, the rapid response. House 3, the specialized defense. And finally, the pot of hot water. But here's the most important lesson. The most impressive part isn't any single defense. It's the layers. It's a layered security system that has been refined by evolution over an enormous amount of time. So the next time you have a fever, your entire body is responding. It's almost as if someone has shouted through the castle, "The wolf is here!" The walls are still standing. The guards are moving. And the pot on the fire is getting hot. Because your body has something the 3 little pigs never had. Millions of years of biological engineering. Your amazing body protects you every day.